Alongside the massive influx of Fortnite skins that we find out about weeks in advance using totally legit methods, definitely not data mining, there are also a bunch of Fortnite items that oftentimes go unreleased. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, everyone, where today we're going to be breaking down some sad news.
And then she said she didn't love Fred, and she didn't even use code T5G.
Wow, that is just heartbreaking, Fred. She didn't even use T5G. Didn't even use code T5G. Can you believe it? Number 5. The Hoverboard. The Hoverboard coming to Fortnite's Battle Royale has been discussed for at least a year now. Back in the beginning of 2018, Epic Games released a Hoverboard that can be obtained on the Save the World side of Fortnite. It was used as a quick access item. Hold down the activation button for a couple of seconds, and you'd be automatically sprung onto a real working hoverboard. It was super fast, had a boost feature, and genuinely felt like you were riding the wave, so to speak. The only issue with this is that it's all in Save the World. Battle Royale didn't really get anything to do with it. There's a lot of chatter amongst the community that they might bring the board to Battle Royale a little while later. However, as you can see, it's over a year later and we still haven't seen anything in the game yet. That was until Season 7 dropped and we got snow-covered mountains with old abandoned-looking ski lifts. During Fortnite's teasers for Season 7, they also shot off some images giving us clues as to what we could expect next. One of which had a tiny silhouette figure in the background of what looked like someone riding a snowboard. It all made perfect sense that we might be seeing a snowboard in-game, but I can't imagine many people expected it to work like the hoverboard. As Season 7 is starting, Fortnite are getting ready to release the 7.10 patch. Leaked files and images had surfaced about a week before, finding snowboard audios and references. As you'd expect, the community was hyped for this. Fortnite even tweeted on the 17th of December saying, almost time to shred. I mean, they knew we couldn't wait to try it out. I mean, it's a snowboard. But a little later that day, they had another tweet. Due to last-minute issues discovered within the build, we've had to delay the timing for the release of the V7.10 update. We're not exactly sure what the problem was, but what we do know is that we haven't seen the snowboard since. Given it's been a couple months now, it must have been a fairly big issue. They did end up releasing the 7.10 patch later, though, just minus the snowboard, sort of. What people found they could do was find the snowboard on the main island if they managed to glitch there in creative mode. Here you could test it out for yourself, but this soon obviously got patched, and we're still awaiting news on if we'll ever actually see this snowboard, hoverboard hybrid actually come to Battle Royale. Number 4 is the Eye of the Storm tracker. It's in the game and had a placeholder icon being the skirmisher backbling. Something that adds to the anticipation and randomness of Battle Royale games is the fact that the circle can be right on top of you 1 minute and then 3/4 away across the map the next. One game, you'll have all the time in the world to loot up and set up bases as circle after circle somehow magically seems to keep spawning on your team. And then the next game, you're spending your entire game running across the map, panicking about encountering an opponent because you didn't have any time to loot anything decent. Well, what if you could predict the circle change? An item that would tell you where the next circle would be, giving you and your team plenty of time to plan out the next couple of circles. Well, Fortnite somehow managed to let the Eye of the Storm tracker slip through an update in May of last year. On one day only, you could get this item in Fortnite. The item slot image for it looks just like a standard rucksack, and you could activate it to reveal the next circle in a yellow outline. Pretty useful, but there was no advertisement for this new item. It literally just showed up out of nowhere. Didn't take Epic more than a few hours to remove this item in the game, and it turns out that this was something they had basically been experimenting with and had accidentally forgot to remove from the initial update. At the time, Fortnite were trying to release the jetpacks, and it seems the Eye of the Storm tracker managed to smuggle himself a ride, though. Since then, we haven't heard one thing about this ability and item, so I'm guessing they've either scrapped the idea altogether or are still working on it. And at number 3, we've got the chug animation. Epic Games have been massively influential in their creations by the community, and it seems like every 5 minutes someone's coming for a new concept or Fortnite art piece on Reddit. But to be fair, they're pretty good. We've seen many places and locations remade after someone's concept, but not every amazing idea is gonna get put into the map. After all, the map is only so big. There's also suggestions for more balanced or enjoyable gameplay, and there's a ton of things people help Fortnite with. One attempt was by Reddit user Pudgy Teddy Bear. Now, in all honesty, you'll have to tell me how many of you even noticed this yourselves, but Pudgy realized that the chug gave you the exact same animation as Big Shield, that blue glowing effect you see when finishing the drink. This is a few other styles depending on the type of heal, but it doesn't vary that much, and he was quick to point out that this item, the chug is a legendary and that he expected something a little more out of its animation effects other than it being just the same as a big pop. The article on Reddit ended up getting over 7,000 upvotes and an Epic employee even commented on the post, stating that they were actually working on something like this and we should expect to see it soon. But of course it didn't, otherwise it wouldn't be on this list. And it seems that Epic Games were just getting his hopes up. And to be fair, he does make a valid point. Most people would expect a little more from something as gold and as shiny as a Chug Jug. Number 2, the Noble Launcher. It's in Save the World, but was rumored leaked to be released in Battle Royale and likely got cut, and the Quad Launcher was added instead. Now, on Save the World side of Fortnite, they have an amazing amount of variety when it comes to their weapons. You can customize everything and have them infused with the elements. An electric assault rifle that electrocutes when dealing normal shooting damage too. But in Battle Royale, we're more confined to a select few weapons. Granted, it's still quite a lot though. One crossover weapon idea came from the fact that people found coding showing the Noble Launcher amongst the other leaked items and weapons in Battle Royale files. But this Noble Launcher was a very unique styled Save the World gun. Looked like a giant electric cannon. So what was it doing in Battle Royale? The main theory seems to suggest that it was a previous version of the guided rocket, especially given that one of its other names was the Airstrike. It does seem a bit odd to have that in the files, but many thought we were about to get Save the World weapons in Fortnite, maybe even with similar elemental abilities. Don't get your hopes up though. Once again, this was just another idea that got a lot of attention, but Fortnite have their own plan in mind. Honorable mentions, Kpop skin. So back in September of last year, we got the 5.40 update. Like all updates, we get a whole new bunch of hidden code ready for computer nerds to hack into and reveal to us all of its secrets. There's usually a few skins leaked, and you'll see them slowly get released over the coming weeks or months since the update, and then you have all the random audio files and images that you'll find the real Easter egg hunters rifling through. Now, usually when they discover a skin, they have the 3D base model for it and everything in the files, but for some reason, decoders discovered just an image of a skin. Most people have probably never seen it. It was given the name Kpop, and a section of coding was found implying that the skin would be available for you to buy in the item's shop. However, since then, we haven't seen or heard a single thing about the Kpop skin. If they were intending to put it in the item shop, I'm fairly sure we would have seen it by now. And it seems like they've either just straight up forgotten about it, or they just never brought it up. And in its number 1 spot, we've got the Galaxy spray plus the weapon skin. The spray was announced, yet hasn't come out yet. Weapon skin was found in leaked files and no announcement. So when people first heard about the Galaxy skin, I'm fairly certain everyone was looking forward to getting. That was until you realized there was a whole branding deal with Samsung. Like seriously, who thought it was a good idea to put one of the coolest skins in the game exclusively with a $1,000 paywall for a phone? I mean, I'm just jealous to be honest, because I can't lie, that Galaxy skin does look brilliant. But he's not quite complete. Most characters come with a set, a harvesting tool, a back bling, or a glider, and many have wondered what the Galaxy skin set is. Well, as you'd expect, it's just more mesmerizing Galaxy. A lot of people that did manage to get the Galaxy skin were speaking up about actually having a proper set for him. So much so that apparently Epic liked the idea too. Epic Games made an announcement that they were actually working on something along these lines, and thanks to decoders again, they have managed to find files on the subject. Everyone assumed he was finally getting his very own set, but it turns out we haven't seen anything, and we might just pretty soon. The fact is, these decoded files can't always be trusted and can even misinterpret certain information, which in turn creates a big deal out of nothing. A big deal out of what? A big deal out of nothing. It's a big deal, a big one. So that has been our list of the top 5 unreleased Fortnite items that may never come true. Even though these unreleased Fortnite items may not be coming, you know what can come? You putting T5G in the item shop whenever you purchase a skin. That's about it for me, guys. Click that like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Push notifications on, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.